Well, welcome everyone. We're going live on other social media platforms as well. So let me do the countdown to go live on other social media. This is a wonderful opportunity for community pharmacies. I'm so glad that you're here today. My name is Breck Rice. I will be your host today. Besides being one of the co-founders of ServRx, I'll put my contact information up in the chat. I am also the host of the PBM Reform podcast on the Pharmacy Podcast Network. If anyone has any specific comments about PBM reform or what should be done or continue to be done in reforming PBMs, would love to set up a time to chat with you about that. My Calendly link is in the chat as well as my email, but you can actually book time on my calendar. We can chat more about what needs to still be done in PBM reform. We still have a long ways to go. We've made some headway, but we certainly need to continue to make progress in that area. Again, my name is Breck Rice. Welcome everyone. I started this community pharmacy more profit roundtable a while back when I started to see so many of our independently owned pharmacies close due to poor reimbursements, DIR fees, just getting beat up by the PBMs with lower and lower reimbursements. And so that's why I launched this program to help our independently owned community pharmacies not just survive, but thrive. And so that's the reason for this. So I used to work with a big third-party payer back in the day that a lot of you may be familiar with. It's the third-party solutions company. Just about every pharmacy in the country used that program. And it eventually was sold, went to a big health group and rolled up under one of their big pharmacy benefit managers, their PBMs. And I couldn't stay and work for the PBM. I knew that was not in the best interest of community pharmacy. And so I left, and when the opportunity arose, we started the new and improved third-party solutions, which is called ServRx. We'll talk a little bit about that, but then we'll jump into all of the other amazing opportunities that are here for you today to help boost your sales on the front end, and then also some new programs on clinical billing. Everyone is trying to get into clinical billing, so we have some information on that as well. So first off, just to get started, I think most of you are familiar with this article that came out in Fortune that talked about all of the closures of independent pharmacies and the reason why. Back when I first started in the industry over 20 years ago, profit margins were fair. We were able to see 35, 36% margins. Today, you're lucky if you're getting 3 to 5% margin. In fact, about 1/3 of all of your medications that are dispensed below your acquisition price of the medication. I don't need to tell you that. You are feeling you're in the front lines feeling the pain. So why is that? It's because the PBMs and the insurance mafia has aligned to absolutely put independent pharmacies out of business. So we need to stop that and bypass the PBMs every opportunity you possibly can, and avoid the DIR fees too. So we haven't even touched on the DIR fees. What's the financial impact from DIR fees? It's been horrific. You look at the increase, is ridiculous. A 91,000% increase. The example here is that the same increase on a gallon of milk would make it cost about $3,600. So really, the deck is stacked against our community pharmacies, and so many of them have started to go out of business. Pharmacies that have been around for a long time, 80 years. Here's an example of one that closed after 106 years. That's literally 3 generations of pharmacists Here's an updated list just from one of the PSAO partners we work with. We're the preferred payer for all of the PSAOs out there. This is just one of the PSAOs update. This one will, on the top here, will close tomorrow. But so just another list of just some of the recent. And I get these updates on a weekly basis, unfortunately. So real sad state of affairs. I truly believe that you need to start focusing on other revenue streams, not just your, just dispensing medications. You need to look at bringing in other profit to your pharmacy, and 1/3 of that should be, come from other sources, not just be dependent on dispensing. You can't do that any longer because at 3% doesn't cover your overhead. So some of you know this about me. When I was little, I used to play Pee Wee League hockey. Actually spent some time up in British Columbia, Canada. Got way too cold up there for my family. We only lasted about 8.5 years, but it was a fun 8.5 years when you were a little kid. And I played ice hockey, and one of my favorite players is Wayne Gretzky. And this is a famous quote of his when asked what made him, so much better than some of the other players on the ice. And he said that he skated to where the puck was going, not to where it's been. And that's really what we need to take that same philosophy in community pharmacy. We need to go to where the profits are going and where we can be a part of that. So as I mentioned, I am the co-founder of ServRx. I'm going to show you a quick little explainer video here. If your patient population was 30%, 40% workers' comp, we could save community pharmacy if you had that much workers' comp. But we're realists here. We realize you're going to only see 1 or 2 claims here and there, but we want to help with those 1 or 2 claims. Like I said, obviously, if your patient mix was 30% workers' comp, we would be the only program you would need, and we could probably save community pharmacy. But that's why we've brought all these other programs to help our pharmacy partners stay in business and be profitable. So let me play this little explainer video, and then I'm going to turn some time over to my cohort, Will Shaw, and he can tell you more about our program.
An injured worker comes into your pharmacy. What do? Do they have a PBM card? Who is their carrier? Will I have to make a bunch of calls to find out? Will I get paid? And if I get paid, will it even cover the cost of the drugs? Don't worry, just send the claim to ServRx. They will do all of the work, guarantee payments, and you will even make more. Less work and more money. What do you have to lose? You are probably already contracted through your PSAO. All you need to do is enroll. www.servrx.com.
All right, I want to welcome to the stage here Will Shaw, who heads up our sales for ServRx, to tell us more about our program.
Great day to everybody. Like the video said, you're probably already contracted with us. Only thing you have to do is just get enrolled. We are a free service for the pharmacies with no affiliations with the PBMs. We are here to maximize the pharmacies' reimbursement on those workman comp claims by keeping them out of the PBM networks. And as you see right here, we use, for example, a patient comes into your pharmacy. If they needed a meloxicam for a workman comp injury, if you was to process that meloxicam through a PBM's been in PCN, your pharmacy may be reimbursed, $3 to $4 for that meloxicam. Now that same medication, if you were to process through ServRx has been in PCN, your pharmacy, we are now seeing, be reimbursed anywhere from $101 to $105. And that will be reimbursed to your pharmacy in 30 days through your central pay or through your PSAO. Or if you are an independent pharmacy, that will be reimbursed to you directly from ServRx within 45 days. And how we're able to give those pharmacies that fair reimbursement that you legally deserve is we reimburse the pharmacy of AWP. So for brand medications, depending on your state fee schedule, for brand medications, we reimburse the pharmacy 85% plus a $2 dispense fee of AWP. So for your generic medications, we reimburse the pharmacy 70% plus a $2 dispense fee. Okay, again, we do have a help desk that's available 7 days a week. So if a pharmacy was to receive a rejection for a claim, you can feel free to reach out to our help desk, and the pharmacy will see that pay label right then and there for that claim as well. Okay, you don't have to worry about contacting an adjuster. If it ever escalates to that, we have a team that will do that legwork for the pharmacy. Okay, we're here to help take the work out of workman's comp and help keep those fair reimbursements that the pharmacy legally deserve.
Thank you, Will. Appreciate it. Will's contact information is up in the chat. Be sure and copy that down. Again, there's no fees for this. We're a value-added service. Your PSAO is already contracted in most cases. If you're with AmerisourceBergen and their Elevate program, they're the only PSAO that they love our program. They just only have time to manage the PBM contracts, and so they don't manage third-party agreements. So you will need to do an independent agreement with us, but it's really straightforward. But we're here to help. We want to make sure that you are getting treated fairly, and that's why I'm so involved with PBM reform and host, the PBM reform podcast. And again, extend an invitation for you to set up a time with me to also come on the podcast and let's chat what needs to be done next with PBM reform. Now, again, like I said earlier, if you had a 30-40% workers' compensation claims at your pharmacy, we would be enough. We would be able to at $90-$100 reimbursements be able to save community pharmacy. But we realize that you're probably only seeing 1 or 2 claims here and there, and we want to help with those. But we brought in other solutions to help build up your front end sales, and then also other clinical billing solutions that we're going to talk about here shortly. Here are some of the products that we've introduced here. The Scar Cream by MOTIVO. We also have the Nasal Cleanse. The Breath Rocks. I don't know if Jonathan's here today or not. He's busy on the road, but this is a great little product that you've probably seen. We just launched that on the Roundtable, and then he brought it out to NCPA for the first time last year. It's a functional breath mint that's doing really well. You've all seen the BIOLYTE product. BIOLYTE, we talked about it here on the Roundtable, and now you can get it through your wholesaler directly. So that's been a great boost for front end sales for your pharmacy. So excellent products, excellent things that we wanted to introduce to you. We do have another one. We have a couple of other that we want to highlight today. I want to show you a quick little explainer video on the myshield product. I love this. I won't travel without it, and I travel quite a bit. I'm on and off of airplanes and in public places, and I rely on this product to help keep me safe from COVID and other pathogens.
Have you worried about the germs and bacteria your children pick up in school or while playing outside, just to bring those same germs back into the house? Or you have an older parent whose immune system doesn't fight as hard as it once did? Introducing myshield sanitizing wipes and sanitizing body spray, a more effective answer in the fight against germs and bacteria, available in large or travel size formats. Our cutting-edge antimicrobial nanotechnology, Zetrasil, creates a microscopic bonded barrier on your skin and other surfaces, keeping you safe from 99.9% of common germs for up to 4 hours. Our sanitizing wipes are water-based and stay saturated for longer, allowing you to cover more surfaces per wipe with our proprietary virus and bacteria-killing solution. With the pack of these wipes in your bag, it's easy and even enjoyable to sanitize surfaces and skin everywhere you go. They're safe for children, safe for pets, and safe for you. If you prefer a spray to a wipe, our sanitizing body spray includes all the same virus and bacteria-killing science as our wipes do. Simply spray anywhere to sanitize your skin or your clothes, avoiding your eyes and mouth, for up to 4-hour protection from viruses and bacteria. MyShield's sanitizing body spray is available in 2 ounces, 16 ounces, and 1 or 5 gallon sizes. The sanitizing wipes come in 2 resealable pouches, from a travel size of 20 wipes or a large size of 50. Come get your MyShield on and visit GermsRx.com to discover how our innovative products can shield you from harmful diseases and infections.
So I'd like to welcome to the stage next my friend Scott Lanphier to tell us a little more about how to get in contact with him. Wonderful, like I said, wonderful product. The video kind of covers all of it there.
Hey, good to see you guys. I've had such great rapport with pharmacies these days. We have a group, independent group, Pharmacy Owners Association and or excuse me, Alliance, and we're starting to get traction with independent groups. And so these products are the next way that we really need to kill germs, that we do it physically and not chemically. So the 98% water that these products are generally made out of, that includes the disinfectants, are basically the water is the delivery system to the surface or your skin, and then a microscopic nanotechnology forms a barrier. So when the germs come in contact with it, they get destroyed. So you can go on our website, GermsRx.com. You can email me. I put my information in the chat. And just want to say a little bit about Breck and what he's trying to do. He doesn't ask for any monies from us. He's such a generous, charitable person. He's really trying to help a community, and I cannot be a bigger advocate for Breck Rice.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate that, Scott.
He is somebody that honestly is tirelessly working on your behalf. It is a pleasure to know him and do business with him.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Scott. Thank you so much. And like Scott said, his contact information is up in the chat. The chat is really key today. I'm going to save it for you at the end and send it out to everyone that has joined us today. But please save it yourself as well. I just put all the information about MOTIVO, the scar cream, Breath Rocks, GermsRx, which Scott just talked about, BIOLYTE. All of that is up in the chat as well, and how to contact those distributors and manufacturers directly. Have an exciting new opportunity that was brought to me by Cal Biotech. And so I wanted to make sure that everybody was aware of this great opportunity. The only FDA-approved rapid tests for respiratory, which combines your tests. You only have to do one swab to get checked for flus A and B, and also COVID. So I want to invite David, the CEO, up to the stage at this time to tell us more about his program.
Hey, Breck, thank you so much, and pleasure to meet everybody here. And I'd echo what was just said about Breck. He's been an awesome partner for us, and very collaborative, and really you can tell that the goal of his is to help his pharmacy partners, and we're happy to kind of offer you something today to contribute to that. But yeah, Cal Biotech is based in San Diego. We've been around for 26 years. We're a developer of laboratory test products, and recently have formed a partnership with Visby Medical to present some really exciting CLIA-Waived, FDA-approved point-of-care tests for respiratory and also for STD, STI. I'll hand it over to my colleague Jamie, and she'll get into the product and a little bit more about the technology.
Absolutely. Thanks, David. So hi, I'm Jamie Augustine. We're super excited to carry Visby's new products for both respiratory health. So as Breck mentioned, flu A, B, and COVID, and also STIs. So really, this is the first of its kind. It is literally a big PCR analyzer in the palm of your hand. So within less than 30 minutes with one swab, you can both test and treat your patient, especially if you're looped into the IPPN network with the test to treat model. So as you can see on the screen here, the pricing, which we've secured through for respiratory health through the end of this month. So we're looking at about $65 per test without a commitment. And then if you did want to commit to at least 240 tests a year, that brings the price down to $60. And again, we've secured that through the end of this month. But the key thing here that you'll see is the reimbursement is really nice because this is a PCR test. It is not a lateral flow rapid test, which has very little to no reimbursement. So we're looking at about $142 per test that you run, and you can also charge on top of that a specimen collection fee if you choose. So the ability to make some good reimbursement for each patient that comes through your door is really great, and we actually brought Nor to talk about that. He's a pharmacist. He's been using these tests. Before we jump over to Nor, I did want to point out with the sexual health test, we're looking at your chlamydia, gonorrhea, and trick all with one swab. And the other key thing with this test is that it is cleared for self-collection. So the patient can go ahead and collect, and then you can perform the test and bill accordingly. So I know we don't have much time here. We would love for you to contact us at visby@calbiotech.com. But before we go, Nora, if you don't mind just telling us about your experience with this Visby test at your pharmacies, that would be great.
Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Nora Mikhail, and I own 4 pharmacies in San Diego. And when David brought me this opportunity, I was really excited. We work with a clinic close by the pharmacy, and they've been sending all of their patients to get tested if they have any symptoms. And we have a good niche with the nursing homes and assisted livings, and it's mandatory now to check for COVID. If they have any case, they have to check all the patients on a weekly basis. So we have a couple nursing homes with 100 patients each building, and we go test them weekly. And the reimbursement is amazing. With the you get about 75, and then you can also bill for going to them and check. So that's another 25. So it's about 100 per test, and it's super easy. We just go to the facilities, we swab everybody, and then go back to the pharmacy and we start testing. It takes 30 minutes to get the result. So for high volume, you do need to have it will take you a little bit of time, but it's super easy. If anybody has a question, sorry, I'm on the road, but if anybody has a question, you can put my email in the chat and I will answer any questions.
Awesome. Thank you, Nora. Just met Nora just yesterday, and he was telling me all about his success with this. I'm really excited to get it started with the rest of our pharmacy partners. And you heard Jamie allude to IPPN network. So I wanted to share with you a quick explainer video about this program. This is the solution that is going to get the better reimbursements for you on all of these services, like the tests and anything, even your vaccinations. There are a lot of programs out there trying to help pharmacies really act at the top of their license, right? There's outcomes, there's CPESN. I've been researching this for over a year now. It's closer to 2 years now, trying to figure out the right solution. I've referred pharmacy partners into credentialing companies. I've seen credentialing cost as much as, $16,000, $20,000. One of my pharmacies, unfortunately, paid over $50,000 to get credentialed, and they still didn't get them across the finish line. When I explained this problem to a healthcare consultant that I was talking to, he said, I need to introduce you to someone. And he introduced me to Ray Vono. And Ray had built a platform. So he spent a lot of time with working with CMS, doing the quality measuring scores for physicians. And he saw that all of these services that weren't getting performed by primary care providers, because there's a shortage of them. And so they only have time to take care of sick patients, not well patients. That fit perfectly into my whole concept and idea to create wellness centers right inside of community pharmacies. and have the pharmacy do some of these services that the primary care providers don't have time to get to. And when I explained my goal to Ray, he took a platform that already has over 600,000 patient engagements that he's successfully built and collected for, and completely flipped it and created the Independent Pharmacy Provider Network. So let me show you more about this program. It's absolutely exciting.
Independent Pharmacy Provider Network, IPPN. 1. Access new revenue opportunities and make thousands more than you currently make doing the same service types. 2. Increase billable revenue beyond current pharmacy limits by using the new clinical care delivery contracts negotiated for you by IPPN. 3. Increase foot traffic and sell more retail items and services. 4. Increase community healthcare equity and engagement for better outcomes. 5. Create your own community care program to support your community health initiatives and allow local providers to participate in your network created through IPPN. IPPN provides the turnkey solution to make this happen and allows for increased revenue and opportunity for your pharmacy.
Now that we have your attention and discussed how we can help your community and increase your revenue, the following are key points of IPPN. 1. Virtual direct supervision enabled software. Direct supervision through the IPPN application with real-time audio-visual technology instead of in-person presence. 2. Collaborative practice agreement. IPPN provides the CPA between IPPN for the technology, a provider who provides incident to billing supervision, and a pharmacist or other provider who provides specific services as these components fulfill the intent of the Medicare incident to billing provision. 3. Community provider recruitment. IPPN provides recruitment services for providers to participate in the community care program. 4. Contracting with payers for clinical services. IPPN provides contracting services for Medicare and other payers for clinical services delivered through the IPPN community care program. All services under the CPA fall outside of all direct pharmacy billing and billed as a clinical service under the new payer contracts. For example, bill your vaccines as a clinical visit under the CPA under the supervision of the provider assigned to the patient and immediately increase revenue. Again, IPPN provides the turnkey solution to make this happen and allows for increased revenue and opportunity for your pharmacy. Join IPPN today at www.ipppnhub.com.
Thank you again, and remember to join the Independent Pharmacy Provider Network.
Go to www.ipppnhub.com and start increasing your revenue today.
All right, I put the link in the chat for all of the ways to set up a meeting. We still want to invite the CEO, Ray Vono, to the stage at this time. Let me make sure that you have ability to share your screen, Ray.
Okay.
We're going to really have to abbreviate. We're running short on time.
Yeah, I'll keep it quick here.
But yeah, I've got the links in the chat there of how to set up a demo, because you've got to see this platform, folks.
Yeah, it's thank you, Brock. Let me share my screen. So what I wanted to bring up is really how we take advantage of being a clinic, right? The idea of signing the CPA, getting a collaborative practice agreement set up, the idea of actually going out and recruiting providers. These are services that we provide. And making sure that there's compliance with the CPA utilizing the application that we have. And we've got a full training course. Breck has actually taken a lot of time, and he's participated and he's viewed some of the training courses that we have as part of our training series to help these providers, to the pharmacists, to help them understand how they can take advantage of utilizing IPPN and the opportunity that we can offer. But this is an example here, right? So this is a simple 11-year-old girl presents at the pharmacy. There's a parent, they're looking for an HPV shot, a T-tap, and also an influenza. Our application will actually code all of these. And we were on a call yesterday where we went through this scenario exactly. And the pharmacist told us that they're able to bill $60 for this. That's it. But because of IPPN, we're adding this code right here, this preventive service code, which adds an additional $319 billable, commercial reimbursement is $261, Medicare reimbursement is $104. So it turns $60, same exact visit. All they need to do is follow our steps. It doesn't add time to the current visit, and they're going to make an additional $104. So now they went from $60 to $164 with Medicare, or $335 or $325 with a commercial payer. That's where the advantage comes in. Now, as we build out more CPT codes, our basis for doing everything that we do is really related to preventive and office visits. And these office visits then give us an opportunity to do blood draws, to do other tests. In particular, every single vaccine, we have 50, over 50 vaccines that can be done utilizing these codes, and the application that we use is already built in to do that. That's where you get the increase in revenue. So again, I can't stress enough. Just blow through your pharmacy limits. You can do it by setting up a new clinic. We do all of the hard work as far as getting the collaborative practice agreement. We do all the hard work of actually helping you recruit the providers, and these may be providers that you already know. We had one provider in Texas, one pharmacy in Texas. The collaborating provider was the pharmacist's brother, and they immediately started earning more money. So these are just opportunities that present themselves when you have a setup like we do. So I'll stop there, Breck. If there's any questions, they can absolutely email me. But the best way to do it is to follow the links that you gave in your chat. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ray, and absolutely answer to my prayers on how to help community pharmacies with the medical billing side. I know that we just got back from a big pharmacy conference in Boston just a couple of weeks ago. Everyone is talking about medical billing. Everyone's trying to figure it out, and the only system that gets you past the finish line, actually get into the payer networks and break through the ceiling. When you're doing the billing as a pharmacy, you're always going to get tier 1 reimbursements. That's all, unfortunately, the payers will recognize the pharmacy, even with the laws that have been passed in states for test and treat and giving provider abilities to pharmacies. They still cap you at a tier 1. The only way you can break through that tier 1 to get to tier 2 and tier 3 reimbursement is through this program with IPPN. So the network is IPPN. A lot of the services are virtual care. When you're ready to then actually have a brick and mortar clinic, that's the BRIM program. But this is the prerequisite to even to get set up first before you can even start talking about the full brick and mortar clinic that's called BRIM. So you can reach out to me and I can get you in contact for more information about that. But like I said, I've for 20 some odd years now, I've been absolutely loving the community pharmacy industry, doing everything I can to help you be successful. And so it's not even just bringing in new profits. It's also looking at how you can make some adjustments to keep more of those profits. And so I wanted to invite Dr. Lewis to the stage now this time. Dr. DeMar, you should be able to share your screen now. He has a program. He's a pharmacist, PharmD, but he has a program where he can help you double your profit. And so you've got to hear about some of the adjustments that can be made to help you double your profits as well. So, DeMar, if you want to start, I didn't see Richard here yet. I'll reach out to him. He's got another program you need to hear about, but we'll start with you, DeMar.
Okay, great. Thanks, Breck. Okay. So our goal for today, we've got a little bit of time, and so like a fire hose, we're going to get our thirst quenched, but we're going to get awfully wet in the process. And the basic thing that I'd like you to consider is spending about 45 minutes with me to do a profit assessment specifically for your business, as opposed to I'm going to use hypotheticals here using the Profit Acceleration Simulator. So today we're going to learn about the awesome power of profit acceleration. We're going to shift our focus away from revenue and focus on profit. And we're going to look at really the low-hanging fruit within your pharmacy business, and prioritize in that session where the profits are and what to do first, and generate a report. So, excuse me here. And I'm also going to show you how to make the same exact profit as $1 million business, and it can be applied to a $10 million business, but using only 25% of the revenue. And that again is done through profit acceleration. Show you how to double your current profit. Most pharmacies are struggling when I first engage with them. And so getting cash flow is the #1 priority. And I can show you how to do that, and within 60 minutes, implement it, and within 30 to 60 days, actually see results. So to demonstrate the power of compounding, we're going to take a penny and double it for 30 days. And believe it or not, the power of it, compounding would turn that penny, those 2 pennies, into $5 million, $368,000, $709.12. And so it just shows you that small incremental changes within your business can result in massive increase in revenues and profits. To understand the concept, we're going to again use the Profit Acceleration Simulator. The Profit Acceleration software has been around for about 10 years and has over 497 million algorithms, so it can fit any financial scenario for any business. Okay, here's the Profit Simulator, so we take a company that has revenues of $1 million, gross profit of 50%, and net profit of 10%. And if we were looking for a 10% net profit, we would expect that each of the cells, like for example, market dominating position would be 50,000, which is correct. But what you see is as you go down the list of different items, it increases. And this is what is considered to be profit acceleration or compounding. And so when you get down to the very bottom at digital marketing, you're looking at over $117,897 in profits. And just with getting incremental changes within each of the 12 areas of your business. And this is the power of compounding. If these 12 areas represent the low-hanging fruit within your business. So we're going to work through a couple of them just to show you how you can increase your profits today. And again, schedule 45 minutes with me, and I'll give you a roadmap of areas where you can see anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 in profits over a 12-month period of time, just with making incremental changes within your business. So if we look at the places to increase profits, one is increasing pricing. And skip through this. One of the biggest things that we do when pharmacy owners work with me is really creating a market dominating position and a compelling offer. And what a market dominating position is really who do we serve and what makes us special. So for example, a pharmacy that does non-sterile compounding, that works with naturopaths in providing hormone replacement, providing weight loss, compounded products for weight loss, and then expresses that in a solution that they're only really competing with themselves. That's really what a compelling offer is. And we use basically what's called the conversion equation to come up with the compelling offer. Other areas for pharmacy owners is joint venturing. So for example, taking a 503B pharmacy that does sterile compounding and working with them with weight loss drugs like Ozempic and Mounjaro, and providing them to a non-sterile compounding pharmacy, or working with a company that helps to in the area of social media, or working with companies like IPPN, which Ray just talked about a few minutes ago, where they get you to focus on high margin programs to increase your profits and the money that you put in your pocket. Here's an example of a pharmacy that does compounding, Las Colinas Pharmacy. I think they're in Texas. And so when you look at them, you don't see anything about competing on price. They're providing value through consultations, through nutritional supplements. And so they're setting themselves apart from the traditional corporate pharmacy like CVS and Rite Aid. And so really the point is that you have to identify who you want to work with, who you serve, and make that so niche down that only you can fit in that space. And the way that you do that is identifying what the pain points are of who you serve, and then addressing those pain points with a solution. I'm going to go ahead and stop here. And open it up to any questions. And again, I've put my information in the chat so we can go ahead and schedule a time so that we can go in more detail about the program.
Yeah, so Dr. DeMar's contact information is up in the chat. We're going to save questions until the end. We have one more program we wanted to share with you. And so please reach out for a one-on-one with Dr. DeMar for more information. Wonderful program, but want to invite to the stage now Richard Terrell. Richard is helping me with our pharmacy partners to make sure that they're set up correctly to take advantage of all of the tax opportunities that there are for you. So it could be the way that you're incorporated. You could literally save up to 20 to even 40% off of your tax obligation. So you need to hear about this program as well. We're only going to be able to have enough time to hear the highlights of it. So again, we'll invite you to set up a one-on-one with Richard. Richard?
Thank you very much. Can you hear me, Breck?
Yep, we hear you loud and clear.
Great, great, great. I'm going to share a screen and I'm going to walk through a quick overview. And pardon me for speaking rapidly, because as Breck said, we don't have a lot of time. But I'll walk through it. This is what we refer to as tax strategy analysis. And the basic premise on this one is that we are able to reduce the taxes of business owners by a substantial amount. We'll talk about that. Here's why it works, and here is what the problem is. Over 90% of the businesses in the United States are what we refer to as pass-through entities. They are sub-S corporations, LLCs, sole proprietorships, partnerships, etc. The definition of a pass-through entity is that when you are successful and you are making money, actually when you're losing money, but when you are making money, all of your profits are passed through, thus the name, to you as an individual. And you are taxed at your individual tax rate. Now that tax rate is the highest potential for you, and in many states, California, Illinois, New York, Massachusetts, New Jersey, etc., those marginal tax rates can hit 50% of your profit, of your earnings. And the vast majority of owners of these businesses are not taking advantage of statutory tax breaks that could be available to them if they're properly structured. They're missing out because there are values in whatever structure that you have. The S Corp has a value, C Corps have a value, and they have a different process on this. But the problem that we have is that when we start our businesses, typically in an S corporation or an LLC, and when we get busy doing what we're doing, dispensing our drug, building our widgets, selling our service, whatever it might be, we end up focusing so much on that that we don't look at what the potentials are in the area of tax strategy. This is not a rap on your CPA or your accountant. They're doing exactly what they're supposed to do. They are working on compliance, making sure that your taxes are paid properly, your payroll is done, etc. And that's what they're doing to make sure that you're doing what you need to do in that area. There's over 74,000 pages in the IRS code. It's impossible to know all of them. So what they end up doing is focusing on what they should focus on, which is compliance. If you have any question, any reason to doubt that, try to get a hold of your CPA between January 1st and April 15th. They are just so busy doing what they need to do, which is making sure your taxes are paid right, it's all reported properly. They don't have time to focus on those areas. We don't do what they do, but they don't do what we do either. Same way with corporate attorneys. They're focused on business transaction law, contract law, etc., not on taxation for you. There's all kinds of different kinds of tax breaks you're missing. Section 125, there's specialized deferred comp. You can even completely tax deduct an asset-based long-term care program through your company if you wish. So you're missing all of these different types of benefits that I won't go into detail, but it's very common for us to save 30, 40, 60, 80, or $100,000 a year in taxes based upon obviously your personal taxation and what you're doing. But it's very common for us to save tens of thousands of dollars for our clients. What's the answer? We think that the answer is tax law associates. That's what we do. Our job is to help you reduce those costs. TLA, I'll refer to Tax Law Associates as TLA. We're a specialty tax consulting firm. We specialize in tax strategy for implementation for small to mid-sized businesses. We've been around as a law group since 2002. The managing member of the group is a man by the name of Michael Fusel. Mike is an attorney. He's a master's of law in taxation. He's on the National Tax Court Review Board, and he is a CPA. We come at these issues for our business owners from both a legal and an accounting standpoint. Mike's had over 27 years of experience on this. We have almost 4,000 cases in place in every state of the union. So what we do is we create a multi-entity structuring. We utilize the value of a C corporation along with the value of your S corporation, because both are valuable. S corporation will allow you to have no taxation. You get a 20% reduction on your self-employment tax on that. However, you don't have a lot of the benefits under a C corporation. So we help you structure that and implement this so that you're able to take advantage of all of these kinds of programs. So they'll do all of that area. In addition to hard dollar savings. When I refer to hard dollar savings, I'm talking about cash that doesn't come out of your pocket today. If you are successful, in all probability, you are paying taxes through your W-2 income. You take a deduction there. And if you're doing quite well, you end up doing quarterlies in addition to that. So all of those taxes are cash out of your pocket. We are able to reduce that cash. So literally, obviously there's a fee for what we do, but literally you are able to have a cash flow advantage, actually an increase in cash flow, even in year one, because we are reducing your taxes far more than what we are, than the charges on this. So there's literally a cash flow, hard dollar savings, not only year one, but year after year after year, because once we implement these strategies, they are there for the life of the business. Now, those hard dollar savings come from many different areas. Typically, it's we're able to take the dollars that you are now paying taxes on and applying them in tax-favored ways. Again, because of lack of time, I won't go into detail on this, but there are a lot of very specifics. And if you wanted to know, if you ultimately end up knowing this, you end up with very detailed as to where this comes from. But in addition to that, there are strategies that the attorneys help you with that are not pure dollars today, but may actually be more valuable in the dollar savings. They're going to review the formation and holdings of your real estate, your asset protection, estate planning, succession planning, buy sells, retirement planning, employee retention, education planning, all kinds of advanced approaches on that. We are not going to replace your financial advisors. We don't want to do what your CPA does. We want to partner with them in order to ensure the maximum profitability and the ease of implementation. We don't do anything in the gray area. Everything is statutory. Mike is extremely proud that in 27 years, he has never been audited by the IRS for his work because he stays within the lines. They just simply know what it is that they need to do in order to reduce your taxes. We're a process. I'm not going to go into the detail here, but this is the way that it works in general. We get information from you, and after a review by the attorneys at no obligation for you, we're working with Breck, we do the full analysis, giving you what is the minimum tax savings that you can have before you ever commit to going forward. So we look at your taxes, we look at your P&Ls, and we tell you how much we can save you, and you get to work with the CPA attorneys to be able to figure that out before you ever commit. So that's it. It's a simple process to get started, and like I said, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $80,000 a year is a very common savings for us for our business clients. If you'd like to be interested, I will put my information in the chat and make sure that everybody has it. Thanks very much for your time.
Yeah, thank you, Richard. And we have a lot of my pharmacy partners that are already utilizing Richard, and I don't know that I can share how much they're saving, but it's a lot. It makes a difference. It makes a real difference. So would encourage you all to reach out. I want to thank all of our presenters today. We know we have opened up the fire hose and just really sprayed a lot at you today. We realize that, and that's why we want to provide our contact information up in the chat there, so that any one of these programs that you need more information on, you have the direct contact from each of the presenters. But I do appreciate everyone who has presented today. Some wonderful solutions to save community pharmacy. Like I said, I love community pharmacy. I'll do everything I can. That's why we host these roundtables, and we'll do everything we can from the standpoint of third-party billing for your workers' compensation claims, get you the fair reimbursements you deserve through that means, and then these other programs you need to look into. And so we're here to help.